Welcome to the Centre Court MBA Festival. We're live in New York and lots of applicants that are here to meet with the top US and European business schools. It's not every day that we get to meet an individual who is a graduate of both a top European and US business school, and I'm delighted to welcome Abhishek Krishnan, who back in 2017 graduated from the Rotterdam School of Management and the MBA program in the Netherlands, and the Wharton School. So Abhishek, thanks very much for being with us. Obviously academics and professional backgrounds, but what is that fun fact about you that may have found its way into your applications and clearly impressed these two schools?
Yeah, so when I was younger, and this is going away from the academic side of things, when I was younger, I used to play tennis competitively for a period of like 7 years, and yeah, that's a very unknown fact about me that I don't put it out there, but that's probably something which is interesting.
Right. Now, of course, as schools look at applications, the dedication that you showed to playing tennis, but on an academic level, I think you're also quite a data analytics whiz. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so when I was in my undergrad around 2021, I actually received a Highest Achiever Award for Business Data Analytics, and at that point in my life, it pretty much solidified, and I knew then that my career and my higher education will typically be in the business-related field, because that was something that I was good at. And so it was good to know so early on what kind of career path I wanted to choose. So yeah, that was...
And built a background that's included IBM and L'Oreal. Where did business school and the MBA fit into your plans?
So I've always wanted to. So in my undergrad, I had a finance degree, and I was always entrenched in the finance world post my education. But I wanted to gain a more holistic understanding of the business world, and I also wanted to get a master's degree. And given my business acumen and what I wanted out of my future, 5-10 year goals, I thought MBA was probably the best route to go in.
And what was it that attracted you to? Obviously, you've got both this European and US business school experience to then share. What had attracted you to Rotterdam in the first place?
So Rotterdam, I mean, besides all the brand and reputation that everyone knows about, I wanted to be part of a class cohort which is very diverse. People who come from a lot of different cultural backgrounds and different walks of life. I didn't want to be, pigeonholed into people from my background or my age or my culture. So Rotterdam, I believe it had a representation of 37 different countries for a class size of 100 or something like that when I graduated. So it was truly representative of that, and that was very important for me to choose. Obviously, besides the brand and reputation, it's like a top 10 European business school and all of that, but this was an important factor.
And of course, the one-year MBA experience. So as you contrast that with Philadelphia and time at Wharton, is there a big difference between the European and US business schools, or perhaps the intensity of the learning?
Yeah, look, in terms of education, I believe even though it's condensed into 1 year, and typically the American business schools are 2 years, the knowledge that we gain is probably similar and comparable, but in terms of the intensity, absolutely. So during my time in Rotterdam, it was just go from day one. Now, I haven't really spent 2 years in an American business school, so I can't speak for them, but right. During my short stint of 4 months at Wharton, it was a bit more relaxed and a bit more time to, participate in extracurriculars and take up different interests, which I wouldn't say not necessarily was impossible, but it would have been very difficult to do so in a European business school. So. Right.
When you first look at programs and they talk about 40, 45 nationalities and class profiles, having been through the experience, what for you, in fact, were some of a common characteristic of your classmates at RSM?
So, I mean, this is cliche, but I felt like everyone was very hardworking. Um, they were dedicated. Definitely very intelligent people that I was surrounded with. And one of the key things that I noticed, especially from so many international backgrounds, English was not necessarily the first language for a lot of people, but the hard work and dedication that everyone showed, because of like despite the language barrier, was very commendable, and very like I was blown away by some of the efforts and people showed, and yeah.
And now you're building as a product manager at Ansell and a multinational. What are some of the skills that you feel that you're now using in your current position?
I would say I think there were a lot of academic learnings that were had during my MBA, but one of the most important things, and you can't really quantify it per se in terms of grades or whatever, was the ability and to work in a team of people from different cultures. I keep coming back to this, but work in a team of people from different cultures and backgrounds, and just the fact that you have to deal with different people differently, and especially in today's day and age where globalization, and especially working in a multinational organization where people are coming from different parts of the world, it is a very important and often overlooked skill set, I believe, to be able to get along with people, because one man can never do the job, right, in an organization. So
Sure.
I felt yeah. That was
One measure that we use with the business school experience is ROI, and it often focuses on sort of that first job coming out of school, but business school continues to give as you develop your career. So where do you hope to be sort of 5-6 years from now, and how will the RSM and Wharton experience help you to get there?
Yeah, so I've spoken to a lot of business school potentials and who want to enter into an MBA, and one of the first questions they ask me is that, what is the average salary straight out of business school in your first job? And I mean, it's not unfounded because you're paying so much money in fees, but I would like to stress that an MBA is not a short-term goal. It is for your future. So in terms of a 5-year or 10-year plan, I feel that within the next 5 years, I will probably be in a senior management position in a multinational company. Try to consolidate all the skills that I already have, and just make strides and leaps in my career. But in terms of what the MBA brings to this, I feel like an MBA experience, especially a transcontinental MBA experience, is paramount in helping me get to this goal, really.
Right. Well, I guess Centre Court 2024, and we'll find out where you are with those goals. Abhishek, thanks very much for being with us, for meeting with the next generation of applicants to business school, and for this interview. With Centre Court, we'll be doing a whole bunch of these interviews with graduates of the top US and European business schools, and we'll hope that you'll join us on the Poets and Quants channel for that. Thanks a lot.